Welcome to the dumbest smart guy podcast on the planet. This is the Central Unintelligence Podcast.
Ooh, yeah. There we are for another update episode of probably what people who are experts would classify as the most retarded thing they've ever fucking heard in their lives. This is the Central Unintelligence Podcast. My name's Josh. I'm here today with Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he's got. Yeah.
Greetings.
Thank you very much. Anyways, we got some updates. Well, the nothing burgers, but it's just updates nonetheless. But if you want to listen to our other podcasts, go to GameRageMagazine.com. Go to Twitter/X at GameRageMag. Instagram and TikTok at GameRageMagazine. Go to YouTube. That's the best way to watch us is on YouTube. It's the most easy. It's the most decent.
And it's the most
all rightest way to watch Game Rage content is on YouTube at Game Rage Magazine there. If you want to follow Adam, you can follow him at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. And do yourself a favor if you like music or you like hearing people talk shit about music, you can go and listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. And that dog is a fucking asshole. Wow. Just pissed right on the fucking thing. What
I think I'm going to have to, oh my God. I think we might have to do a BFN about how we should get your cat registered as a sex offender.
Yeah, I think you're fucking right.
She keeps sexually harassing all the dogs.
Callie the sex offender. I'm gonna have her picture on the sex offender website when they Google my house. It's gonna be the cat.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be pretty funny. Anyways, you go listen to the Buttfuck Nowhere show.
If you want to hear about
that. Anyways, today with respect to the Israel and fucking Iran situation. I'm sorry, Iran situation.
Iran.
Basically, again, a nothing burger. I mean, it was slightly a bit of a response from Hezbollah. They launched like 20 or 30 rockets. A few got through. I don't know. There's so much fucking fake news. That's the thing that I hate about this is there's so many assholes that are pro. Callie, shut up! Jesus Christ. There are so many assholes on the internet that are pro-Iran or pro-Israel, and they post images that are old that didn't get a lot of play, or like you forgot about, and you're just like, oh shit, there's somebody posting images, and then you look at it, you're like, wait a minute. You Google image search it, and it's like, oh, this was from 4 years ago, you fucking asshole. Thanks for fucking posting that, you piece of shit, and making everybody think that this is going on. So who knows what fucking actually is happening? I did see some Iron Dome interception things happen that were live on the Israeli live cams that they have. So I know those were real for now. I mean, but one of the things that I thought was interesting is the fact that the Secretary of Defense officially said basically today that, hey, we were already having the USS Abraham Lincoln deploy from Guam to the CENTCOM Middle East, area of operations. And he basically says, I have ordered the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group to increase its pace and arrive post-haste, good sir, with much speed and aggression to get to the fucking Middle East. To get there now. They're like, hey, quit dilly-dallying around. Turn that shit to 11 and get there quick. And that tells me that we at least have some sort of intelligence that they're going to do something imminently is what it seems like. And everybody's been calling and, oh yeah, August 3rd, August 5th, August 8th. Trump made fucking predictions. I think I've talked about this. Listen, I have the best intelligence. The intelligence has told me that the Israelis are going to be attacked tonight. It's going to happen tonight. He said it on a fucking interview. So, obviously wrong. Now, I do think that this is coming into play where the Israelis fucked off and tipped their hand. And by assassinating this asshole with a bomb in Tehran, they now opened up to show, hey, guess what? We have tendrils within your organization or your government in Iran. And now over the last couple of weeks, they've just purged all those people. So now...
Murdered or...
Yeah, they've summarily executed several of them and imprisoned like a bunch more. So I see this as Iran saying, hey, we know we got pretty much probably all of the assholes that were working for you guys. And now you guys don't know what's going on. So now we're just going to fucking sit here and we're just going to let you think we're going to keep attacking and keep attacking and keep attacking. And then we're just going to do nothing. So, well, nothing yet. And then the real attack, you're never going to know. You're not going to know it's coming. It was said back when this first happened that August 12 to 13, I think, 12 to 13, the night of August 12 to 13 is some Israeli or Jewish holiday. I forget what it's called, and yeah, whatever, fucking tear me up for not fucking knowing the name of it, but I'm not Jewish, so fuck, I'm sorry, I just don't care. But it's a sacred holiday to them, and it's kind of like they're not supposed to do jack shit, they're supposed to just, it's kind of like the Sabbath or whatever, but it's like on this date, and they're supposed to just do nothing. And so the original thought was that they were going to be attacked on that day, that Iran was going to send this response that day or that night when they're supposed to be like having this solemn, time to reflect on like the past or whatever the fuck the holiday is supposed to be about. And I thought that is a baller move, like to strike your enemy when they're having some sort of religious event. Well, that's a great way to send a message, right? It's effective. So I don't know now. I mean, that made sense. I had said that at the beginning that, this makes sense. And then when we had seen in the following days, the Russians sending them all this equipment and the Iranians have been training on that. They've shut down airspace for military exercises and they've been training their guys on how to use this stuff and also doing live fire exercises with it. So it makes sense that their response is taking longer if they're going to use different or newer equipment to make the response, I guess, right? Because you got to train your guys how to do it, So I don't really know when the attack's going to come. No one fucking knows, as we've been saying. But today was yet another day of everyone just everyone online doing all their... And I will say, it's great for these guys who do the live streaming and they put up all the camera, the live cams and everything, because no one knows what's going to happen. Everyone's kind of like on the edge of their seat. Like, Iran has been edging everybody with like, we're going to attack. Like, I'm going to coup, Like, that's basically what they've been doing. And so all the doom porn people out there have just been like salivating and just jerking off, just, it's going to happen tonight.
Guzzling the fucking cum of the doomsday porn, the doom porn.
Yeah, basically. And so it's been great for those guys because I click on the streams just to see what's going on. I'll watch it for like 5 or 10 minutes in the background just to see if there's anything actually happening. And I'll flip through them, and there's always between 8 and 15,000 people in every single one of them. So I'm like, fuck, man, maybe we need to get on this and fucking start doing that. And actually, because none of these guys are entertaining. That's the difference. They are all pretending to be mainstream news media and not entertaining at all. It's just, we got this live stream, there's lots of silence. At least if there was jokes or if there was people saying shit or like providing context to things, that would be entertaining. So maybe we need to think about getting on this, I don't know. But great for these assholes for sure. So with respect to the Middle East situation, things are continuing to progress towards it. Whenever the response happens, we essentially are going to have 2 aircraft carrier strike groups in place, multiple amphibious assault groups in place. This is going to lead to a regional conflict, especially with Jordan saying, hey, we're not going to let the Jews or the Iranians have anything. You're not going to invade and fucking attack each other through our country. Get fucked. We're not going to allow it. The Saudis have been saying the same thing. So when it comes down to it, Sun Tzu and the art of war, I think definitely applies here. Obviously, deception is warfare, right? And that's who knows who's telling the truth, and no one's gonna know what the actual truth is until the bombs and the missiles start dropping. Then we're gonna know what side everybody's fucking on, because everyone's gonna have to make their hard choice and tip the hand to show which side they're on when the real shit starts flying. So we'll see. Iran's been saying anyone who helps the Jew or the Israeli and doesn't let our missiles fly through or shoots down our missiles, you're a target. The Israelis have said anybody who helps them, the Iranians, you're also a target. So all the other Middle Eastern countries are basically caught in the middle of this whole fucking thing, and they're just like, fuck, what do we do? We could do nothing and help neither side, but then inevitably when one of them has to shoot, like Israel and Iran don't border each other, so they have to go through other countries to get to each other. So eventually, something's going to come to a head, and who knows? But that's pretty much the update. Oh, that was the other thing is we had said that we were deploying we talked about a submarine, the USS Georgia, which I wanted to go into a little thing real quick. There's three different types of submarine designations that we have. So we have SSBN, which is a submersible ship ballistic missile nuclear, right? SSBN, it's a nuclear submarine that is part of our nuclear deterrence package, and it's loaded with nuclear weapons, right? That's the first one. Second one is a SSGN, which is a submersible ship guided missile nuclear, which is a nuclear-powered submarine that does not carry nuclear weapons. It just carries regular conventional cruise missiles or whatever. And so then we have submersible ship nuclear, which are just basically fast attack, they're SSNs, they're fast attack submarines that are multi-mission. They can provide a variety of different types of missions. They usually do intelligence gathering, surveillance and reconnaissance, anti-mine operations, and they usually go after like enemy ships and things like that, or they will deploy like covert special forces like the SEAL teams with the little fucking submersible thing where they float through to the surface. That's what the SSN regular ones do. So we sent an SSGN, a guided missile nuclear powered submarine, which does not have nuclear weapons on it. It has a payload of 154 Tomahawk missiles. So Tomahawk missiles are essentially land attack cruise missiles that have a large payload capacity up to a 1,000 pound warhead. So pretty good size fucking munition on these missiles. And we have 154 of them inside this submarine ready to go. And that was sent over there as well, that we said this is going over there, which I thought it was very strange because we never usually say where our submarines are going or where they're located. That's pretty much classified, top secret information for the most part. And this seemed interesting because it at least tells me that we are for sure saying, hey, we want you guys to know this shit's here because, well, we're going to use it if you piss us off or whatever. So just know you could have 154,000 pounds of explosive munitions coming at you at the push of a button. So, because I think a submarine can unload its entire fucking Tomahawk missile payload in under 5 minutes. Like from turning the key to launching the missile to all of them off, 5 fucking minutes. Damn near 150,000 pounds of munitions is heading towards your ass and gonna fuck you up. So I thought it was very interesting that we said that, and it was confirmed by a cable from the Secretary of Defense to the Navy. It was released in a public press release even. This was included in the thing saying to the USS Abraham Lincoln, like, hey, get there quick. You need to go fast. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck about, basically. So very interesting. We're going to have a lot of assets in the area. So the submarine thing is very cool because the submarine is essentially something that we can attack you with, but you can't do anything to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you had physics classes or seen videos online when you shoot a bullet into water, it just dissipates.
Yeah. The only way you can essentially kill a submarine is there are specific missiles that are turned into like a torpedo when they go under, but you really need to have another submarine or another naval ship with, I don't even know if depth charges still work. That's like a World War II fucking thing. But I don't know. Torpedoes, I think, is like one of the only ways you can really fucking take out a submarine, I feel like. I'm sure there are other options, but the Iranian Navy doesn't have those options. They don't have that shit. So they may have a few aircraft that might be able to conduct anti-submarine operations, such as maybe laying mines or dropping like charges or maybe dumping torpedoes down there. But our shit is pretty stealthy on top of that, so it's going to be hard to fucking even locate it. It pops up. Shit, I don't even think the submarine needs to pop up. It doesn't even need to go above water to shoot its entire payload of Tomahawk missiles. I think it could just shoot them from under fucking water. So this thing would never even have to surface to just basically annihilate an entire fucking city with conventional weaponry. This is non-nuclear shit. This is just conventional weapons. So very fucking interesting. We'll see what happens. I mean, we did get to see a lot of, during the initial invasion of Afghanistan and, well, really Iraq was in 2003 that. We got to see, that was the first kind of time we got to see real legit videos of like Tomahawk missiles getting shot from submarines and fucking going and blowing up cities and blowing up fucking, well, they were blowing up government buildings and stuff. But I kind of feel like if we had to respond, we wouldn't be targeted. We'd be just trying to take out like Tehran, like take out the whole city. And theoretically we could do that with conventional non-nuclear weapons. So we'll see how that goes. And then when we get to the Ukraine-Russia incidents, fucking the Ukrainians are still pushing towards that nuclear facility, that nuclear plant in Kursk. The Zaporozhye, I don't know how to fucking say it, but it's the nuclear facility that's in Ukraine that the Russians are in possession of. There were videos all coming out today of it essentially on fire. Like there were thick plumes of smoke coming from one of the reactor cores or the reactor like exhaust, those big ass things that look, I don't know what the fuck they're called, the pylon or whatever. And lots of conflicting reports. So I don't actually know what the fuck was going on. There were a lot of reports saying that the Russians were burning tires inside there, and they were saying that the Ukrainians attacked it, and they were making it look like that there was damage or something, and that, oh, look at these Ukrainians. This is what they're going to try to do over here in Kursk. They're going to try to do this to this fucking nuclear power plant, you guys. We got to fucking stop them. We need everyone to fucking get on board. And Putin is supposed to make some fucking address or whatever regarding this whole situation, and that hasn't happened yet. At least as the recording of this episode, so who knows what's going to happen with that. All right, sorry. Anyways, yeah, basically that's what's been that was the big news there today was the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant fucking being like on fire or suffering some sort of issue. Also, the Ukrainians have been clapping into Moscow now. Today they launched several drone and missile attacks into Moscow proper, and I do think that they were successful in hitting some targets. The air defenses in Moscow did shoot down several things that were coming at them, but there were some things that got hit. So the Ukrainians are really dialing it up right now, taking it to 11, and I know people that are very pro-Ukraine, and this is going to sound like me being an asshole, but it's just being realistic. This is kind of the last go. This is the last hurrah. This is the last gasp of essentially the offensive that the Ukrainians can put on to maybe, hopefully, 1 in a million, get the Russians to back off. If they can give them enough of a black eye with this, get them to fucking back off. I don't think that's going to happen. The Russians just have too many fucking people, and they have too much fucking equipment. It's just not going to happen. So this is a good effort. I'm not discounting that, but they probably are not going to be successful with this whole thing. And it's just going to piss the Russians off more and probably give them more reason to say, fuck it, let's take out fucking some of the handcuffs now and let's just go hard. Which is probably what's going to happen. So,
excuse me.
Oh, you're very excused. Good buddy.
I saw two things, not particularly related to this, but on the subject of the Ukraine-Russia war. There was a video of some guy, some World War II veteran from Russia who was not pro this war, and he made it known. Yeah. And I don't know if these people, I don't think they were directly involved with Wagner or anything like that, but the way this video was captioned it said Wagnerites, like sympathetic towards Wagner and stuff. So you basically see like an 80-year-old man getting his ass kicked, who was somebody that fought in World War II and doesn't believe that this war is justified, and there's people kicking his ass. I don't know if they're... I mean, dude, I don't know if you've ever seen videos of Russia itself when people protest. There's plants all over just the public, general public. You say something or you do something and you just...
Disappear.
You just fucking disappear.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is wild.
And then talk about like the precision of warfare, man. I saw a video of like a drone just watching this Russian guy kicking cats, and then they waited for him to stop kicking the cats, and then they fucking drone striked him and he died.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's crazy. That's crazy. The tech, and that's like $1,000 drone. And it's like that thing with the Russian helicopters getting taken out, like the transport helicopters with troops getting taken out with these drones. If you've got $1,000 in this drone and like a grenade on it, or a little piece of C4, whatever kind of explosives you have on it, and you fly that into an $8 million helicopter that's got a platoon of fucking guys on it, that's a cost-effective ratio that's like unfucking heard of. $1,000 just took out $8 million worth of equipment and a whole platoon of manpower, basically, which is fucking crazy. And that's how these things happen. That's how it's possible sometimes for these countries to win and beat the larger foe. Like the guys in the Middle East, the Taliban back in the 70s and 80s when they were fighting against the Soviets. Yes, we helped them, but they were able to use low-tech means to expel the Russians. And it just became cost ineffective for the Russians to stay there. So they're like, fuck, we're losing guys, we're losing money and equipment, let's get the fuck out.
They also knew the terrain, so it's like
that fucking makes it even worse. Another thing that did happen today, I forgot about that, I just remembered when I was looking through my phone, was that Belarus is now starting to act a fool. And Lukashenko is basically seemingly ready to jump in and help the Russians in Ukraine. And they basically have put a ton of armor and military equipment on the border with Ukraine, and they're like essentially threatening that they're going to go into the Ukraine. So if the Russians have help from the Belarusians, this just adds a whole nother flavor of problem that's going to come up for the Ukrainians in fighting this war. Because now they're going to essentially have a war on multiple fronts within their own country, fighting two different enemies that, are just going to continue pummeling them until they fucking eventually give up. So, or they just get overrun. So that's another thing to just be mindful and watch out for is the Belarusians may jump in officially to the fray. And thus, now it's 2-on-1. So now what happens? Poland's been looking for a reason to fuck around and do some shit to Belarus because they share a border with the Belarusians. So if they see military hardware going into another country, hey man, I'm getting triggered over here from fucking 1940 or 1939. I think I need to go in and fuck these guys up. So, we may get to see that in the near future here. And what's fucking crazy is this is all happening while we're in the midst of our U.S. presidential election cycle. And all this shit seems like it's just going to get turned up to 11 right around the time we're going to go vote. So it's very crazy.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think a lot of people care too much about what's happening overseas, especially this subject.
Yeah.
I think they barely care because it's not specifically affecting them directly. So when it comes to election time, and this is a subject that's trying to get the same amount of screen time as the election, and what takes more precedent, I think the elections do. But
yeah,
I mean, sure, we'll see in the news, but I mean, how many people actually care here in the U.S. other than history buffs and fucking sick freaks who love war and shit?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, no one else really does give a shit about it. But I mean, people are. I think that the candidates themselves are making this an issue. So it's getting put in front of people a lot more than it probably would have normally, So, anyways. All right, well, that's all I had on this fucking subject and this thing. What else? Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Are we going to do another one of these today?
Yeah. was going to do a.
I think I might
shit.
save. Yeah, I might save it for the next one then.
All right. We'll save it for the next one. Anyways, all right, cool. Well, that does it for us. You can go to GameRageMagazine.com. Hear all of our shit. You can go to Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. You can follow there. You can go to YouTube and hear all of our stuff on YouTube, and follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official, and go listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. That's it for us. We'll catch you on the next one.
That was the latest episode of the Central Unintelligence Podcast. Don't forget, subscribe and like on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. We're also on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Also our website, www.GameRageMagazine.com.